right now, everyone is laughing at Xbox. Xbox is the laughingstock of the entire gaming community, the entire gaming world, and Microsoft has nobody to blame but themselves. I'm sure they're looking at the reaction from everything that's going on with this supposed move to, third party, being multi-platform, all that kind of stuff, and people are probably, in one of two camps. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. What's it matter? I think it matters a lot, because I think regardless of whether 30 million Xbox Series X and S's are, this huge measuring stick against, 50 million PlayStation 5 sold, it's still a good number. And if you think about it, 30 million Xbox Series X and S's, that still tops one of the top selling consoles of all time. Think about it. Sold more than the GameCube, the original Xbox, the Nintendo 64, the Sega Genesis. It sold a lot. It's up there, right? People love these consoles, and it has the opportunity to sell, in my opinion, 60 to 70 million units if Microsoft kind of plays their cards right. But the problem is, everybody's laughing. Everybody's, making jokes of Xbox. Xbox has been the butt of the joke for a very long time now. They've been the butt of the joke since the Xbox One era. It's utterly ridiculous what's going on right now. I cannot believe that they've kind of done this to themselves yet again. Regardless of how this pans out, and I've already mentioned in my previous videos that, there's a good chance that a lot of this news, a lot of this information is stuff that they've kind of changed, or stuff that they've kind of, maybe they weren't, they weren't originally going to do or whatever. But for me anyway, when I'm looking at this and I'm saying, what is Microsoft going to do to fix this? How in the world can they fix this, right? Like, that's where I'm at with this, okay? This is exactly why I think this is such a bad thing. And again, and so when you look around and you see, everybody kind of talking about the news and things that are going on, you literally have people going, which game should, which Xbox game should come to, PlayStation. Like, I'm looking at this Push Square thing. It's like readers vote God of War or Gears of War above Halo as their most wanted Xbox series on PlayStation. So again, countless rumors that Xbox is planning to pivot to bring games to other consoles. It looks like some are going to be coming to PlayStation. They held a poll, over 12,000 votes. Gears of War takes the top honor. So again, this game is a game that PlayStation fans made fun of nonstop. You literally have PlayStation-centric sites running polls to see which Xbox games are going to PlayStation. People are seeing these things. This stuff is all over Reddit. This stuff is all over the news. This stuff is all over accounts that even have nothing to do with video games. You got Gears of War winning. You got Halo 2nd, Indiana Jones, Elder Scrolls, Forza Horizon, Fable, Starfield. Like, these are games that people legit bought an Xbox for, and now 3 years into the cycle, they're like, we're not going to give you guys any exclusives, right? Like, I don't know. To me, that just does not jive. It doesn't really cast any kind of trust into the platform. It's pretty ridiculous, to be quite honest about it, right? Like, and I know people go, oh, well, you're crying, or what do you do? Listen, I couldn't give a damn less about PlayStation, right? I have a PlayStation. I'm never going to be a PlayStation quote-unquote guy. It's nothing personal. I think they've got some good first-person games or first-party games, but those are few and far between. And I'm just not a PlayStation guy. I've given them a chance, and I've always bought a PlayStation, and it's always been the secondary console for me. So for me to see PlayStation just have like no competition, for them to get all the reasons to own an Xbox as well as all the reasons to own a PlayStation, I think it's nonsense. I think it's ridiculous, and I don't want any part of it. I think it's utter nonsense that we as fans had to put up with this, even as rumors, right? And believe me, I get it. By the time this stuff, we see any type of rumors and things like that, I think it'll probably be chipped down to a couple different games or whatever. But I think, like I said, we're definitely bound to see, a situation where people are going to understand that this opens the floodgates. One game opens the floodgates. A 6-year-old Sea of Thieves is not going to make Microsoft any money. Hi-Fi Rush, incredibly niche, that's not going to make Microsoft any money. All it does is prepare people and make people think and believe that all these games are heading to PlayStation at some particular point. And who's to refute that? I'm being honest. Who could possibly refute that at any particular point in time? Right? I don't think there's any way that anybody could refute it. You're going to see Xbox games continue to skip, or excuse me, games to continue to skip Xbox, and that's just the God's honest truth. Like, games will 100% skip Xbox, and you know, for me personally, that would be terrible. Like, why would why would these games skip Xbox? You know, third-party games are definitely going to start skipping Xbox. We're going to start seeing that happen. You know, it's terribly unfortunate. And a lot of developers are going to say, you know, Xbox pushes Game Pass, right? And we all know that they do. So if Xbox is pushing Game Pass, what exactly is going to happen in the future when, you know, Game Pass, if your game isn't on Game Pass, let's say you're a smaller dev or you're doing AA game, and Microsoft doesn't want your game on Game Pass, right? Or they can't afford to put it on Game Pass. What's the point on putting your game there? Because Microsoft has conditioned some people to just wait for Game Pass, or if it's not on Game Pass, they don't buy it or they don't play it. So there's no incentive for third parties to put games on Xbox unless they can get it into Game Pass and then get some kind of sweet deal with it. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the way that it is. And, you know, everybody's kind of making fun of Xbox. They're the laughingstock of the gaming world right now. You've got everybody going, making jokes at their expense. You got the media making jokes at their expense. Like, hey, should I wait for the PlayStation version of, Hellblade 2? Or should I wait for the PlayStation version of this? Right? It's like, at what particular point would Xbox become completely irrelevant? I think the second the microsecond that any of these games go multi-platform to PlayStation is when it's pointless to own an Xbox. And again, it has nothing to do with PlayStation. I'm not switching to PlayStation. I'm not swapping to PlayStation. It has nothing to do with that. So, you know, it just has to do with Microsoft kind of pulling a Microsoft. And, you know, it's super unfortunate. And, again, I'm passionate about this stuff, so that's why I'm talking about it. You got to do better for your fans. But the fact that everybody's laughing at Microsoft like it's 2013 sucks, right? It sucks. And I hate seeing Microsoft in such a way right now, and Xbox brand. You know, they worked so hard for this, and now they work hard for it for what? For nothing, because everybody's making fun of it. Everybody is, kind of just, they're really just making fun of it. So we'll see what happens. What do you guys think about this? Hopefully some of you at least agree to me that some of my stuff makes sense. If you like third-party games, if you want to see games come to Xbox, I can promise you this: more third parties will skip Xbox than there already are if these games, in fact, do start going to PlayStation. Let me know what you think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.